Hey guys, good morning. We are just outside the park of Meteor Crater, just outside Winslow, Arizona. But today, I just wanted to go over a few outside utility features of the CyberPhoenix. We don't typically go to RV parks because we like to boondock, we like to be in nature, but every once in a while, there's some value to it. One is we can actually charge the Cybertruck. So we're doing it at 30 amps this morning, which is slow, but you could also do 50 amps if you wanted to, which would be quicker. So not only do you camp out here and have a shower, toilets, so on and so forth, but you also can wake up in the morning and the truck's got 300 miles of range and you're ready to go. You have water here, which isn't set up here, but I'll show you what's going on. So we have, this thing has a water tank. I believe it's 40 gallons. You can fill the fresh water there. And this is the city water fill. So if you wanted to take a shower with unlimited supply, you could do so right there. There's also an outside shower here. And there's, actually this is the power supply too. So we have 120 volt power supply going to the camper today. We don't really need it because we have solar and a battery system, but just for the sake of charging it a little bit or saving power and not using it, we used a little electric heat last night. Your 120 volt goes in here and runs everything and doesn't deplete anything, or actually can charge. Here is your propane tank. This will supply the cooktop as well as heating. Now, once again, you can design this camper any way you want. If you wanted to have induction cooking and not need propane, you could eliminate that issue. Although when you start talking about heating, it depends on what you're doing, where you're staying. You could theoretically eliminate the propane altogether if you wanted to have electric heating and then make this a compartment. But again, you better make sure, you know, it's all fun and games until you're in 10-degree temperatures for several days, and propane will come in handy. On the other hand, you can use, and we've done it many times, you can use the Cybertruck to run electric heater. Again, done it more times than we've used propane. But you better make sure too, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you're trying to conserve your range, do you want to spend a ton of it heating the vehicle? Maybe not, so it's just a balancing act. One thing I wanted to add about the propane, and some of these other things as well, is like, I'm always into the idea of redundancy. So if you have two options, it's always better than one, particularly since you never know what you're dealing with. So you have propane as a backup, but you always have a huge battery system in the Cybertruck and a battery system in the camper. And so when it makes sense to use electricity for anything, we use it. But in those times when it doesn't, or you want to conserve, you always have propane as a backup. Let's come around the back. There's a little light here on the back with a little switch right there. Right now you can see here this coil. This is our Starlink. I love plugging this in right here. Sometimes we can throw the Starlink, and then if you want to throw it in the ground because there's trees everywhere and you need to get 50 feet away, you can do so. We may ultimately mount it somewhere, but we have another camper that we use, and so we're just debating what we want to do. Do you want to have temporary mounts, permanent mounts? Do you want it outside all the time getting beat up by the weather? But for us now, we have it in a nice case. When we need it, we plug it in from the outside, throw it up on the roof or throw it on the ground, and there you have it. This is another storage compartment on the CyberPhoenix. I mean, I have extension cords, I have tow straps, I have an adapter pack of every single adapter imaginable for us to charge anywhere. We can charge with a welding plug, 120, 240, everything. Go down the list, any imaginable outlet that exists in America. And this, of course, as I was mentioning, is the charging cable for the truck. So it's still blinking green, so it's still charging. So we're just about full. Took the whole night charging slowly when you're only at 30 amps, 120 volts. But does the job. If we wanted to go faster, we would have just done a 30 amp, but we didn't. And this, of course, if anyone knows RVs, this is just your standard hot water heater vent and so forth. So the truck itself also has hot water. Want to know more about the CyberPhoenix or the Australian hyper camper travel trailer that we're building, or anything else, all our travels, all the places that we've gone, all the ways to utilize this thing, You can check us out on X, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, all under the heading Cybertruck One. One is spelled out O-N-E. You can also visit us on our website, cybertruck01.com. All right, guys, for now, please like and subscribe, but also check out our other videos. We have tons of stuff about range, about this new system that we're building on the travel trailer that we're building that has its own solar array, its own battery system, its own EV charging station, tons of cool stuff. Check it out.